Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over a potential free hit draft for Game Week 3. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment. Are you thinking of free hitting this game week? Subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, should you free hit in Game Week 3? Of course, it all is team dependent, but a lot of people are free hitting this week because then that'll allow them to wildcard next week, which will obviously give them more information because of the international break, and that is when the transfer window ends as well, so you'll know where certain players are going, whether certain players are staying, especially with Liverpool players as well, because obviously they have some really good fixtures after this Arsenal at home fixture, and you don't know whether to bring in Gakpo and Ekitike because you don't know if Isak's going to go to Liverpool. There's a lot of transfers that are still very much up in the air right now, so that's why maybe free hitting this week and then wildcarding next week is a better play. But then you're also using 2 chips within 4 game weeks, so it is a bit risky. You're gonna have to really prepare for the remainder of this kind of first part of the season until you get those chips back after the in the second half of the season. But either way, let's take a look at the goalkeepers first. So I've gone for Dubravka and I've also gone for Matt Sells as well. Dubravka is just in there for a 4 mil goalkeeper, could be anybody really, it doesn't really matter. The main player that you're going to be using in goal this week is of course Matt Sells. I've got West Ham at home, arguably the best team to play at the moment right now because they're just so terrible. Like, West Ham have conceded 8 goals in 2 fixtures. They don't look like they're a conjoined team at all. Potter doesn't look like he really knows what to do with this team, and it's just all going wrong. So I feel like Forest, very good defensively, it's at home, they should just steamroll them. They should just do to them what they did to Brentford in the first half, where they could have got like 4 or 5 against Brentford at the City Ground first week of the season, but they didn't. But I feel like West Ham, I think 1 goal will just open the floodgates, and then it could be like 2, 3, maybe even 4. Obviously, we smashed Brighton like 7-0 or something last season. I could honestly see something like that happening again this weekend against West Ham. They're just honestly that bad at the moment. I'm not just saying that as a Forest fan. I generally think that well, it should be a walk in the park really, but yeah, you'd like to think that they will probably keep a clean sheet. So that's why I've gone for Matt Sells and Dubravka in goal. I think they are just the best options this week. Coming up next, let's take a look at the defenders. This is a 3-4-3 team, so you're only going to be picking 3 of these defenders, so it's up to you who you pick. But I've gone with Konza, who's got Crystal Palace at home. We've gone for Dorgu, who's got Burnley at home. Cucurella, who's got Fulham at home. Pedro Porro, who's got Bournemouth at home. And then Livramento, who's got Leeds away. Personally, I'd probably play Porro, Cucurella, and Dorgu, just because it's 3 home fixtures, 3 fixtures where you'd like to think they potentially will keep a clean sheet. Palace at home is also pretty nice for Villa. Leeds away is not too bad for Livramento, but I feel like it's a different kind of atmosphere. You know, Leeds are a very historical club, and the fans are very much massive football fans, so maybe that will be too much for Newcastle, so they potentially concede. They may even lose the game, you don't know, but he's just there just because he's another potential player you could have instead. It's just another defender against a promoted team really. But Pedro Porro, Cucurella, and Dorgu I'd like to think are your main 3 defenders this week. Again, with what happened to United last night, who knows how that's going to go this weekend. I mean, what a game. You love to see it. I mean, as people that aren't United fans, it's quite funny seeing their downfall. It really is. From what they were like growing up to seeing all these incredible players like your Rooneys and stuff, and now what it is, it's absolutely insane how it has shifted. I'm sure if you are a United fan watching this, you're not having a great day. But yeah, it's just a funny situation that obviously they've gone out and spent all this money on all these players, and then they lose to Grimsby on penalties. Either way, I still think that they'll be fine against Burnley. I think it's just one of those freak accidents. You know, it's not going to happen. Like, because they look really good against Arsenal, you know, and then they go and lose to Grimsby. It's just what Man United are at the moment. They just play really well against the good teams, and they're just nowhere to be seen against the bad teams. But I don't know. Anyway, I still feel like Dorgu's a good shout this week. You know, Burnley, they did look good against Sunderland, but I think that going to Old Trafford, it should be an easy win for United, but who even knows at this point. And then, yeah, Cucurella and Pedro Porro, I just really like as options. Very attacking, very expensive, but like I say, you're only bringing them in for 1 game week for this free hit, so that's why I like those 2. And then, yeah, Konza and Livramento just in case you need them from your bench. But either way, those are the defenders for the free hit draft. Coming up next, let's take a look at the midfielders. We've gone for Kudus, who's got Bournemouth at home, and Bumo, who's got Burnley at home, should I say. Did miss the second penalty last night, but, you know, it is what it was, a long-ass penalty shootout. I've gone for Barnes, who's got Leeds away. This is my kind of sort of unique pick. I feel like with Gordon suspended, no new strikers coming in, Barnes is gonna play. I mean, you could go Elanga as well. But I don't know, I feel like Barnes did get a couple of double-digit returns last season, and I think this could be a fixture that he really enjoys. So yeah, I've gone for Barnes, who's got Leeds away. Mo Salah's just in there because he's just so highly owned, and if he does go big against Arsenal, then obviously it's going to hurt you quite a bit. But yeah, I've got Mo Salah, who's got Arsenal, and then also Anderson, just as like that fifth midfielder who's got West Ham at home. You could go for somebody like Ndoye from Forest, and then play him maybe instead of a Barnes or something like that. But yeah, I just think for the midfield, you'd play Kudus and Bumo, Barnes, and like say Salah. No penalty takers in that midfield barring Salah, but it is what it is. You know, I sometimes people put too much kind of pressure on penalties. I definitely did at the start of the season. I just jam-packed my team full of penalty takers. I've had one penalty so far, and Bruno Fernandes put it into orbit. So just goes to show penalty takers aren't always what you should, you know, bet all your money on. But yeah, I do quite like this midfield. Again, Leeds away, Burnley at home, Bournemouth at home, Arsenal at home. Not too bad fixtures, barring the Arsenal fixture, but a decent midfield. I feel like most free hit teams will have some of these players. Obviously, you could go Cunha over Mbumo. Just feel like Mbumo looks a little bit more attacking, getting into those areas a little bit more. Obviously, did score his first United goal last night. I know it was against Grimsby, but at the end of the day, still did finally get off the mark, whereas, you know, Cunha still hasn't, and he missed his penalty as well. But either way, that is the midfield for this free hit team. Finishing things off, let's take a look at the strikers for this Game Week 3 free hit. We've gone for Watkins, who's got Palace at home. I know he's blanked twice already, but I feel like Villa, they're going to come good at some point, and I think it will be this week against Palace at home. I've also gone Chris Wood, who's got West Ham away. Exactly the same reasoning as Matt Sells. Can definitely see quite a few goals in this fixture. Wood's on penalties. Looks very, very good. His shot conversion is so good. It's like 30% or something, which is ridiculously good for a striker. And like I say, Forest just played to his strengths. You know, we've brought in more fast wingers to put the ball into the box for him to just nod it in. I mean, that is what Forest do. They just play it to the big man up top. And, you know, he's smashing it already. He's got 2 goals this season. And yeah, I feel like West Ham at home, Burnley away, and Sunderland at home coming up, he can definitely get a few more. And then I've also gone João Pedro as well. We're not sure if Palmer's going to obviously be in this in the fixture this week. If he is, then maybe maybe Mo Salah goes to Cole Palmer. That's probably what I would do if Cole Palmer is deemed to be fit. But if he's not, then you've still got João Pedro and Cucurella from that Chelsea lineup to kind of hopefully get you some points. But yeah, João Pedro, 15 points or something in his last week, in his last fixture, should I say. So, you know, Fulham at home is a decent little fixture, so I'd expect him to maybe get another return there. And again, he should be on penalties if Palmer's out, you'd like to think. So yeah, I think that João Pedro is a very good pick this week, and an even better pick if Cole Palmer is out, which I think he will be. Like, the scan did seem more positive, but the medical staff are thinking that Fulham at home might come a little bit too soon, and then he has the international break, so he should be back for Brentford away. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens in the press conferences and stuff later this week. But either way, that is my free hit draft for Game Week 3. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like down below. Leave a comment. What are your thoughts on free hitting this week, or wildcarding this week, or are you just rolling a transfer? Let me know. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.